Good afternoon, everyone. It's terrific to see you here. We appreciate you being here. I do want to first say thank you to the team that provided the welcome at the greeting table today. Pamela Smith, Rick Fleetwood, Gordon Wilburn, and Shannon Hurd. We appreciate your service. Amy Mines, you're a gem for coordinating all that. Thank you very much. We also want to go ahead and bring to the stage Ginger Gummelt, who will lead our invocation, Pledge of Allegiance, and four-way test. And as Ginger's making her way here, I do want to make a reminder that today is Veterans Day. And as we stop a moment as a nation to recognize the women and men who have served both in peacetime and wartime, as we say a pledge today, to make sure we have a little special moment in our heart for those men and women who have served. There are many in this room who have served. There are many of our members who aren't here today who have served, and we certainly want to recognize you. Thank you. It is the ultimate service above self, and we want to recognize that today. So be a special memory of that when you are doing the prayer, pledge, and four-way test. Miss Ginger, come on down.
Good afternoon. In honor of Veterans Day, let's go ahead and start with the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And if you will join me in the four-way test. Of the things we say or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? And now join me in the prayer. As we gather today in fellowship and service, may we be guided by compassion and wisdom in all we do. May our actions bring light to our community and build bridges of understanding. Give us grateful hearts, O loving Father, for all thy mercies, and make us mindful of the needs of others. Amen. Thank you.
Appreciate that. Thank you very much. I want to invite to the stage Chris Mangum, who is standing right here. Chris is going to be introducing our guest and visiting Rotarians. Come on down.
Thank you, Mitch. Please join me in welcoming the following guests. When I mention your name, should I have them stand? When I mention your name, please stand along with the member that you're visiting with, okay? Janelle Mason, guest of Kelly Bass. Jeff Smith, guest of Mitch Bettis. John Hodges, guest of Mike Sells. And Drew Finkbeiner, also guest of Mike Sells. Ivan Wilson, guest of Stacy Wilson. Nick McLean, guest of Mitch Bettis. Lance Turner, guest of Natalie Gadati. Mary Scott Timmis, guest of Colin Crawford. Gabriella Wells, a former Rotary Scholar, also guest of Colin Crawford. And Liza Wright, guest of yours truly, Chris Mangum. Let's have a round of applause for our guests.
Thank you all. We appreciate you being here. There are a lot of positive things going on in Club 99, and we're happy you're here visiting and potentially being a part of that. We do want to welcome Susan Blair to the stage. Susan, come on down. Susan leads our membership committee for the Rotary Club of Little Rock. We have been in a season of growth here at the Rotary Club of Little Rock. We are thrilled many new members have joined this mission since this summer, and we are grateful for each one of you. We have 3 new members to introduce today, so Miss Susan, come on down.
Well, we had 3 new members to introduce, but I left one of the new member bios on my desk, and I don't have it memorized, so I'm going to apologize to Matt Vandiver and ask that he join us next week for his introduction. I apologize for that. So we're going to start with our first new member today is Chris Arnold, and he is sponsored by Mitch Bettis. Chris is a partner in the law firm of Hope, O'Dwyer, Wilson, and Arnold, where he represents small to medium-sized businesses in a variety of business issues, as well as representing clients in personal injury, regulatory, real estate planning, and probate matters. He joined the firm in 2015. A native of Little Rock, Chris graduated from Little Rock Central High School, where he played football on back-to-back state championship teams. He attended the Air Force Academy before transferring to the University of Arkansas, majoring in accounting. He's a graduate of the Bowen School of Law, and he graduated from law school while working full-time for a multi-state petroleum distribution company as the director of operations. Chris is a graduate of Class 39 of Leadership Greater Little Rock, and he's currently chair at the St. James United Methodist Church Endowment Committee, and he coaches for Upward Basketball and Junior Deputy Baseball, and he previously coached for the Arkansas United Soccer Club. He has served as a board member for the Arkansas Independent Colleges and Universities, for the Center of Youth and Families Emerging Leaders, and on the Dean's Alumni Advisory Council at the Walton School of Business. He was named a 2015 Future Icon by Arkansas Money and Politics, and he was named to Arkansas Business's 40 Under 40. He's also been recognized by numerous publications for legal professional excellence. Chris and his wife Rachel have 3 children. They travel, ski, spend summers on Lake Hamilton, and they raise chickens. Chris cheers on Razorback football, baseball, and basketball team, and he gets away for a little deer and duck hunting. Chris, it's a pleasure to welcome you to Club 99. And Brom Cahey is sponsored by Ms. Mitch Bettis and former President Sonia Murphy. Brom is principal architect, chief operating officer, owner, and business partner at Taggart Architects, formerly known as Burt Taggart & Associates. The firm focuses on healthcare, education, civic, and recreational building projects. They are celebrating their 50th anniversary this year. Brom has been with the firm for 32 years. It's the first and only job he's held since graduating from the Fay Jones School of Architecture and Design at the University of Arkansas. He's a LEED accredited professional and an industry leader in environmental and sustainable design. In high school, Brom was a counselor at Camp Aldersgate, and he's been a volunteer there ever since. These days, he's on the Building and Grounds Committee, and he has served as president on the board of directors. He's also active in the Little Rock Executive Association, and he's a former board member of that organization. Brom and his wife Michelle are experiencing their first year as empty nesters, with their daughter Abigail attending her freshman year at the University of North Texas. They've traveled Europe extensively. They're expert snow skiers and avid hockey fans. Michelle is a Seattle Kraken fan, Abigail is a Dallas Stars fan, and Brom referees between the two of them. Brom, we are delighted to have you join Club 99. And come back next week where you get to meet Matt Vandiver.
All good, no worries. No worries. Very good. Well, thank you very much, and we appreciate those who've joined us. There have been about 50 new members since July, and that is an extraordinary amount of momentum for Club 99. And we're excited about that energy and those ideas and everything it can do to help build a better Arkansas, which is our theme this year as we focus on companies, individuals, for-profits and nonprofits, government organizations who are working every day to build a better Arkansas in ways that you may not even know. And so we've highlighted companies at the port, in Searcy, and Hot Springs, and Pine Bluff, and all over this state already, and we periodically, about once a month, turn the eye to a member who is also building and doing something extraordinary to build a better tomorrow. And I'm excited about today's video. You know this person who has been a business owner in this community who's owned our business for almost 40 years, and is every day building something magical. And then in addition to that, serves on the City Board of Directors trying to build a better Central Arkansas. And let's turn our attention to the screen on a video on Cappy Peck.
I'm Cappy Peck. I am one of the co-owners of Trio's Restaurant. We just celebrated our 39th anniversary, so we have been open since 1986. I also serve on the City Board of Directors representing Ward 4. I've been in that position for about 9 years, about the same amount of time as I've been a proud member of Rotary 99. So building Arkansas really resonates with me because I feel like I do that every day. In a small way at the restaurant and in a broader way being part of the hospitality industry. Hospitality means so much more to me than just welcoming in people into Trios and nurturing them, which is my specialty, but building that family and that sense of community within those walls and then outside of those walls, working with the many wonderful nonprofits we have here in Central Arkansas and throughout the state. I come by the hospitality profession very honestly. I'm the 4th generation Peck who has been in the hotel or restaurant business. So I learned from observation. Growing up in the Sam Peck Hotel, my grandparents lived there. That was just part of who they were and part of who I am. And I could not be more proud. It's my niche. I have found what I love and I'm passionate about it and have no plans to retire anytime soon. About 9 years ago, my work wife, Kathy Webb, had a conversation with me about casting the net a little farther and getting involved in politics, which I laughed because that was never on my schedule. But I did run for the board in 2016. I was successful. I'm serving my 3rd term now. And this is really the ultimate way to give back. I have started many initiatives that are important to me, whether it's picking up trash, helping the firefighters, addressing food insecurity, and again, just a service before self, just doing everything I possibly can to bring people together, to find things that we have in common, and to work on building not just Little Rock, but the whole state to be a better place. Since joining Rotary 99, I have found so many more ways to help, ways to get involved, ways to connect with these business leaders in Central Arkansas. Another project that I've been working on for several months is with a nonprofit organization called Get Loud Arkansas. This is a nonprofit, bipartisan organization, and I'm happy to say that we've already registered 12,000 new voters. You may or may not know that Arkansas has the lowest voter turnout in the country and the lowest number of people registered. So we are mobilizing and getting out to universities, high schools, community centers, and letting people know that they do have a voice, but they must register to vote to express that voice. Together, we are building Arkansas stronger, better, and brighter for generations to come.
Thank you, Cappy, and it's great to see another member of our club actively working every day to build a better Arkansas. A couple of notes before we get to a special presentation. First of all, I note in your emails that you get maybe twice a week, I believe. We get a twice a week email from the Rotary office. If you aren't getting those emails, you need to raise your hand. Not here, but metaphorically. Get in touch with the office, and they first check your spam filter because often the system will route you to spam, but it's a great way to stay updated on who's speaking, what's going on, and all the activities that are going on. Also, that started a few months ago in there is what we call the Community Corner, where there's a lot of activities that our members are involved with. Many of our nonprofits have activities that we want you to know about. It's a way to promote those activities and you to stay updated about a variety of community happenings. So I believe there are 3 or 4 things that are in the Community Corner now you ought to take a look at. One of those is a special announcement that we wanted you to be specifically aware of. The Community Foundation and Heather Larkin's team, who's a member of Club 99, and the airport, and Shane is a member here as well, have teamed up to provide a mechanism if you want to donate money so that the airport can provide gas cards and food cards to the men and women who have been working for essentially no income for the last few months during the government shutdown. Yes, we hope the government shutdown's about over. We hear winds of that, but you know it's not done yet, and we can't tell you if that's, unless you got the note before I did. It hadn't happened yet, and it may not happen until tomorrow. And a lot of people in the community have been stepping up to provide food, provide cards, while the members continue, specifically at the TSA, continue to provide service to us. So there is a mechanism, if you have an interest in donating, so that there can be gas cards and food cards provided to those TSA members. You can do that through the Community Foundation. And there's some information about that in the community notes, along with a couple of other very important notes that are coming up. So take a look at that. I also wanted to note that the Women of Rotary are meeting next Wednesday. I believe that's 11/19. Somebody shout if that's not correct. At Gadati Communication, who is hosting a happy hour, whoop, whoop, from 5 to 6:30. We hope the women of Rotary join the Women of Rotary at the event to celebrate the holidays that are coming up. I believe it's the last gathering before the end of the year is what I understand. So they're going to go out with a bash. So please sign up for that. And if it's at Natalie's, you know it's going to be a good time. Fun will be had by all. So don't miss that as well. Lastly, I think next, I think we're ready for today's special program. Last week, we were able to do something special where the members of this club, through our foundation, provided the funds necessary for 100,000 meals through the food bank, that the funds from our foundation spun off to be able to provide that. And we are thrilled to do those sort of special things. We have another special recognition today that I am equally as excited about, and wanted to invite Bob McEwen to the stage to take the lead on this special recognition of some people in our organization who have gone above and beyond of service, building a better Arkansas through the Rotary Club. Brother Bob.
Good afternoon. I'm so glad you're here. Are you ready for some good news? I think most of us are. Well, I've got good news for you. But before we get to that, let me just review a couple of things on history, because we've got a lot of new people here, and we have a lot of visitors who might be unfamiliar with this. But Rotary has two very prestigious awards that they give to people who have done extraordinary service for their community and for the Rotary Club. The first one is Paul Harris, which you may be familiar with. Paul Harris was the founder of Rotary in Chicago, Illinois, and there's an award called the Paul Harris Fellow in his name. Our local Club 99 has an award called the Sid Brooks Award. Sid Brooks was the founder of Club 99 in 1913, and he is honored with an award that we give occasionally to somebody who does extraordinary work for our club and the community. Last August, our Ottenheimer Committee hosted two young men from Vietnam. Most of you Rotarians know them. In 2004, you may remember that we had women from Madagascar, two men from Germany in 2023. In 2022, we had two women from France. And in 2019, there was two young men from Lithuania, who we think about a great deal with what's going on over in Europe. In every case, we made friends around the world because these people left Little Rock feeling much more positive about our state, our club, and Rotary International as a consequence of their work. From 2019 through 2024, the applicant screening process and the selection and the logistics and all of the myriad of other things that happen to make a visitation complete were done by Club 99 Rotarians. And that committee was chaired, as you probably know, by T. Martin Davis and Cindy Van Veckhoven. Now, here are just a few examples of the extraordinary things they did. They improved the candidate selection process. We're going to have a meeting right now choosing not next year's visitors, but the year after that, planning much further ahead. We raised Club 99 membership awareness. Many of you saw videos of these people that I just mentioned that connected with us from around the world. Cindy flawlessly coordinated all of these schedules. Many of us hosted families, had activities. That didn't just happen, it was done with her detailed attention to detail. T. Martin hosted, for the whole club, a reception for all these people in his beautifully restored home on Markham. In 2023, they organized the 25th celebration of the Oppenheimer program. That was down at the new museum just as it opened. I think we were the very first occupants. And then they did a wonderful job of succession planning. Like any good executive, T. Martin and Cindy ensured the continuity of the leadership by ensuring that Chris Mangan and Maha Withingham were in position to take over. And you know what a fantastic job they did with the folks from Vietnam. These two personified the Rotary ethic of service above self during their years as the Oppenheimer Committee co-chairs. When we floated the idea of a special award for them, the response was instantaneous and complete. Our committee was unanimous in their enthusiasm for some support. Within hours, the Sid Brooks Fellowship was funded by contributions from Art Squire, Collins Crawford, Molly McNulty, Lisa Farrell, Chris Mangan, Vijay Kurdivella, Mitch Bettis, our current president, and Phyllis Rogers, Maha Worthington, Sue and Ed Owens, and Larry Altman. And also past presidents Sarah Spencer, Denver Peacock, Hank Kelly, Aaron Lubin. So you see the enormity of the support for the fine work they did. So it's my honor to ask T. Martin to come forward. I believe Cindy is perhaps en route, and you'll please accept this prestigious award on behalf of Club 99 and the Oppenheimer Committee. Thank you. Oh, thank you.
I think there are going to be a couple of photos here.
Okay,
Certainly, Bob did an incredible job laying the groundwork for the context at which both of you have led, and we're so grateful for your leadership. Here we go. The Rotary Club of Little Rock Foundation names both Cindy and T. Martin. Yours is separate. You can't have hers. Is hereby named a Sid Brooks Fellow in honor of your service. Thank you. Look at that.
Great, thank you, thank you.
Don't want to come up for a photo? Come on up, we'll get a quick photo.
Quickly, I'm just going to say thank you to Hank Kelly, who asked me to serve in this capacity. It's one of the best things I've done in Rotary. I encourage everybody to get involved in the Oppenheimer program. I would imagine there's someone at every table here who's helped us entertain our foreign visitors over the past 5 years. So thank you so much.
This is such an honor, and thanks to everyone, but especially thanks to all the committee members and the past chair about the Oppenheimer Committee, because you're the ones that have made it such a huge success that it is now. And I think we're in great hands with Maha and Chris going forward. Thank you.
Come here, Chris, we'll do a quick photo. Stay with us, we'll do a quick photo. Scooch, we can scooch this way. Scooch. I'm stuck, that's as far as I got. Push you off under. There we go, now we're good.
huge.
Well done, sir. Thank you all for doing that and participating in that. We are certainly, that program and our club is better because of the leadership of these two, and we're thrilled to be able to recognize them in this way. We're excited about the program today as well. There is a lot has been said about lithium and lithium development in South Arkansas, and one of our concerted goals this year for programming was to bring to you information around the state. You've already heard from execs in Fayetteville, Jonesboro, Stuttgart. We're thrilled to have our speaker today from Magnolia to kind of in South Arkansas as an LA boy, Lower Arkansas boy. I'm thrilled to have representation from Lower Arkansas today, talking about the work that's happening there. And introducing today's program is Aaron Lubin. Come on down.
Thank you, Mitch. Well, there is a lot of buzz all around Arkansas, around the United States. People are picking up the Magnolia banner, they're picking up the SIU Bray, they're picking up Arkansas Business, the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times. What is all this buzz about? It's about a light metal called lithium. And it's all about an area in Southwest Arkansas. And Southwest Arkansas has emerged as one of the richest sources of lithium in the United States, with the Smackovers Formation deep brine reserves estimated to hold between 5 and 19 million tons of this critical mineral. And a new joint venture, which is backed by Standard Lithium and Equinor, has received a federal grant to build a processing facility near Louisville. You can also get some good turkeys down there. And with the Arkansas Oil and Gas Commission setting a 2.5% royalty rate on lithium, and Cheryl said her phone is just ringing off the wall on that. This region is laying the groundwork for responsible growth and shared economic benefit. Complementing these efforts is the Lithium Learns Initiative. Cheryl Edwards is the Associate Vice President for Strategic Initiatives at Southern Arkansas University and Director of Government Relations and Lithium Learns. Cheryl is joining us today to share how multiple stakeholders are joining together and investing in the future of Southwest Arkansas by building a skilled local workforce through education, training, and small business relationships. Cheryl, we're glad to have you with us today. Please give a warm welcome to Cheryl.
I feel like my work is done. He gave such a great introduction. I don't think there's a lot left to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. It's a pleasure to be here, and I want to thank you, Mandy, thank you, Lance, for having me. I'm glad to be here, and thank you for your interest in all things Arkansas. So it is Veterans Day, and I would not let this day go by without me personally saying thank you to our veterans who are in the room and to the veterans in my own family that allow us the opportunity to gather and to join and to have the experiences and the freedoms that we have in America. It is often said this is the greatest experiment on earth, the American dream, and it's all possible because of the veterans, and so thank you for your service today. But while we're here, and he mentioned the Wall Street Journal, I love this picture. This is a picture of the Wall Street Journal that was published on July 20th of 2023. And if you read the little sign down below, it says this Arkansas town could become the epicenter of a U.S. lithium boom. Now here's what you don't see in this picture that is so comical. If you can read the little line below, it says companies like ExxonMobil, blah, blah, blah. The joke is what they were doing in Columbia County was so well confined that our mayor was not aware that ExxonMobil was looking at the brine that was coming out of the Smackover Formation. And when the reporter called and said, I would like to get a quote from you, Mayor Van, he said, who is this and what are you joking about? He thought that someone was pulling a prank until the Wall Street journalist finally showed up in Magnolia, Arkansas and said, I'm serious and I need you to take me out to these brine fields. So our mayor, loaded them up, and it tells it in the article, loaded them up in the old truck and took them out to the brine fields, and they were quite serious. But what happened was they blew Exxon's cover. And so we all know now that the price of lithium has tanked in the past couple of years, because what that did was blow our cover in Arkansas and cause an overabundance of lithium to be poured into the market by a foreign government. And so that is the cause, and I blame it on that news story right there. I could be wrong, but that was when we started to see that spiral. So I think that's just kind of fun. That's the Magnolia Courthouse. So a little bit about the Smackover Formation. For those of you who are history buffs and who are already scientists to know this will be repetitive and boring, but I always like to start my conversation about the Smackover Formation and what it really means. The Smackover Formation is a geological form that runs from Florida to Texas across the southern states. And in the 1920s, when oil was discovered in southwest Arkansas, the brine, which is a dirty water that looks a lot like the tea that is sitting on your table today, that dirty brine water was a nuisance to the oil producers in the 1920s. It was a murky sludge that carried no value to them, that got in their way of producing oil. Fast forward to the 1950s, and what we now know as the Arkansas Geological Survey discovered bromine in that brine. And all of a sudden, there was a new industry born in southwest Arkansas. It was no longer just about oil and gas. It was about the bromine that was in the brine. Today, Lanxess and Albemarle Corporation both operate bromine production facility plants in southwest Arkansas, and together, those companies employ about 1,000 people. So, drum roll, please. Now we come up to, oh my goodness, there's something else that is down there, and it is very valuable, and we have access to it. And here's why it's so important that we have new technology. This is an example, can we go back one? This is an example of a hard rock mine. So this is traditional lithium mining. Does anybody want to live there? Hands? No, I don't either. So this is a traditional hard rock mine. This picture is in Argentina or Chile, where lithium is traditionally mined. It's necessary, but it leaves scorched earth, and it is not something that we want represented in our backyard. This is an example of an evaporation pond. This is another very well-proven technique to extract lithium from brines. But we are also we have a very wet climate, so evaporation ponds would not work in Arkansas. And not only that, nobody wants to live by that either. So this new technology called direct lithium extraction, and here's where I just can't tell this without using all of my hands, okay? So in southwest Arkansas, we are accustomed to the bromine industry. We know that this works. We've been living among these bromine plants since the 50s, and now the technology has caught up with lithium extraction. So you can see here on the design, they bore down under the earth about 7,000 to 9,000 feet. They pull the brine up. It goes through a pre-treatment facility. It is then taken over to the plant where DLE, direct lithium extraction, is done. Then the lithium itself has to go on to another facility to go into market grade material. But that brine is re-injected back into the Smackover Formation. That is a constant 24-hour process so that that formation remains stable. The water that came up goes back down, and the geological formation is not disrupted, and it remains stable. The reason why we're so excited about DLE in southwest Arkansas is because it's not fracking, It's not mining, it's extraction. And so we are trying to make sure that we use those words, extraction and not mining, because mining kind of has a negative connotation, but extraction sounds like something fun, you know? So this is DLE, and this is the thing that's got everybody so excited. And here's where I come in. I was a finance instructor. Okay, I'm not a scientist. So when we get to the Q&A part, if you have really technical questions, Lance Turner said he would take them, okay? Because, you ask me about internal rate of return or hurdle rates, we can talk that all day long. But in June of 2024, the Arkansas Department of Higher Education and Secretary McDonald in Commerce put out a call for proposals to infuse workforce development to the tune of about $88 million across the state of Arkansas through grants, and those were called hired grants, higher industry readiness through educational development, okay? So now some of this can't be repeated, okay? But I got a phone call from the director of ADHE, and he said, Cheryl, we're going to fund consortium grants. We want to see people do something out of the box and unique. We want to see everybody working in a collaborative effort. And one of the focus areas was on lithium extraction and battery technology. He said, we really expect to see a proposal from a four-year institution located in the Smackover Formation that is focused on the lithium extraction and battery technology industry. I took a deep breath and I said, I understand. And I walked straight to the provost office and I said, you have a lot of work to do. And so we got together and we started collaborating on a proposal, and this is kind of where we ended up. We determined they want a consortium, they want a collaborative effort. Buddy, you're going to get one. So we partnered first and foremost with all of the industry partners who were already engaged in the Smackover Formation or who were looking to be engaged in the Smackover Formation. Those Fab 5 industry partners have been with us from day one, trying to collaborate and develop the program that we have named Lithium Learns and our companion grant, Lithium Works. The K-12 school districts, we had a kickoff meeting where we had representatives from everything you can see on this board, and we said, what do you have? What do you not have? What do you need? Where do you need support? Where do you need help? And how can we accomplish this mission? So from this, SAU is the lead author on Lithium Learns. Apprenticely and the Venture Center, who are located here in Little Rock, are our two partners. We received $2.75 million to be funded over 2 years to help develop and educate a workforce through STEM education and workforce development that's focused on what we're actually saying the critical mineral industry, not just lithium, because we do have those bromine producers there, and everything that we're doing will help benefit those bromine producers that exist. And those are the folks that have been there. And a lot of those companies have people who have been there for 30 years and 35 years, and they are going to need a replacement. They're going to need new talent. So everything that we're doing will help make that happen. And I apologize, on this big screen, that's a little dark. But what you see on your screen is the first prong on the approach that we are delivering this. One of our goals is to enhance STEM education and skills development in the K-12 school district. Our first priority here is to expand concurrent career and technical education programs and increase participation among existing programs. Now, here's how this works. In the state of Arkansas, there are technical training programs on 2-year college campuses, and high school students can go to those 2-year campuses during the high school day, and they can get training in some workforce-related field, and then they go back to their high schools and finish their English or their math, whatever they need, and then maybe they go to work or football. That is great if you live close enough to one of those facilities to be able to do that. But in rural Arkansas, there are some barriers of time and distance. So we partnered with South Arkansas College, who has the premier training program for chemical industry technology in our region. And we said, let's branch out. Let's spread this across Southwest Arkansas. So right now we are offering a pilot program at Magnolia High School. The students receive training asynchronously online through a learning module with a South Arkansas College instructor. And then those same students come to Southern Arkansas University and they do hands-on lab training in our College of Engineering to get the hands-on component. So we're the conduit for that. We're just making it all happen. And South Arkansas College is getting the credential. Some of my two-year partners are here. They understand this very well. They're getting the credential. They're checking the box. They get the credentials for that. But our students are getting that training. It is going very well. Right now, we are in communication with the other high schools in Columbia County, which are Emerson, Taylor, Bradley, and Columbia Christian, Nevada County, Lafayette County, and anybody else that wants to talk. They called me last week and they said, we think Blevins is in. And I was like, great, Blevins is in. So we are going to be able to spread out these concurrent career and technical education programs by all working in a collaborative effort and doing a hybrid model. We are also talking to UA Hope Texarkana. They have a construction technology program. We are trying to expand their construction technology program off of their campus in Hope and spread that through Southwest Arkansas, because what we know is the first 300 to 450 jobs in our region are going to be in construction. And a lot of high school students who think they cannot afford to do a 2-year degree, they cannot afford to go to a 4-year school. In the state of Arkansas, students nor their parents can pay for college education. It has to be on the heels of the high school or through grants or something, through A2A programs. So the students don't pay. So these are two very good, high demand, high wage job paths that we can offer to these high school students. And so we're working on expanding those programs right now through those. Another thing that we're doing to enhance STEM education is through a mobile STEM lab. So the mobile STEM lab will increase knowledge about the Smackover formation and generate excitement about STEM degrees and STEM careers and STEM opportunities. This is not, I'm going to be very politically incorrect here. This is not Chris Farley's van down by the river. Okay, this is a brand new customized Winnebago. It has TVs on the inside, TVs on the outside. It has workstations in it. And when that gets here in January, we will begin scheduling with K-12 school districts and STEM nights and career fairs. And we'll go out and we're going to do experiments that mirror lithium extraction and bromine extraction. We're going to take out biochar, which I'll talk about that in a little bit. But we're going to do things that make STEM exciting, that make STEM fun. But most importantly, we're going to talk about Arkansas's natural resources and talk about the fact that we have great career opportunities right here in our own backyard and how our local and regional students could take advantage of that. The third ring that we're using for STEM education in K-12 is by providing professional development workshops for K-12 math and science teachers and CTE coordinators. So what you're looking at on the screen here is a group of educators that we took through Standard Lithium's demonstration plant. I know some of you Rotarians have been down there to the demonstration plant. We carried about 20 of the regional K-12 educators over there. They toured the plant, they got to talk to industry folks. And then in our professional development day, all 5 of those Fab 5 industry partners provided industry personnel to be on site with us for professional development, where we could bridge the gap between K-12 educators and industry professionals and be one-on-one with them. We're not leaving higher ed out. So on the campus of SAU, we are enhancing STEM education and skills development through expanding our programs. What you're looking at here is called a Polaris hands-on training unit, or HOT unit. And this is exactly like a piece of equipment found in a chemical plant. In the chemical plant, you're running brine through it and hazardous materials. It is operating with water, but the students will actually get to work on that. They'll learn about the valves and the controls and how to monitor everything. It has the computer program that they sit in the operating room and monitor all of the screens. So the students will get training on that. This piece of equipment is about $900,000. And so South Arkansas College has this on their campus right now, and students are able to train there. We're mirroring that on the campus at SAU so that all of those college, high school students and our college students can get training on that piece of equipment. We are also establishing a project management degree, and we're talking with the state about a 2+1 going from a associate's degree in one of these programs to a one-year bachelor. So it's not a full engineering degree with 5 semesters of calculus, but it's a bachelor's of applied science that says, I've got an associate's degree in chemical process technology. Now I'm going to finish out another year of training, get a bachelor of applied science, and then I've got another pathway into management at some of these companies because they all want them to have a 3-year or have a bachelor degree, sorry. And then we're not leaving out adult learners. So when the plants get closer to commercial production, us and our partners will roll into adult education, and we will offer upskilling and reskilling and training sessions for adult learners. South Arkansas College received funding for a catalyst directed toward adult learners and adult training, and so we will begin doing all of that at this point in time that we can immediately place them in the workforce. This is just a fun little slide that shows how our engagement is and has been with the industry partners. This is ExxonMobil at the Blossom Festival with us participating in town and community events. We have a lithium hub is where my office is, and you'll see the picture with the TVs is Standard Lithium donating TVs for the conference room. The top picture is the students in the Magnolia High School pilot cohort. Albemarle Corporation donated all the lab supplies that they need for their hands-on lab training. The Venture Center and Apprenticely, we are all operating, running a talent pipeline management academy platform with the United States Chamber of Commerce to learn how to further engage industry into talent pipeline development programs by using regional data to predict job needs and job necessities and skills training. So that's an example of all of our industry partners there for a workshop that we had at the hub. And then this is a picture in the very lower right-hand corner of all of the industry partners that participated in professional development with us. Okay, so this is a big, this says it all slide, right? There'll be a quiz later. But this slide just kind of shows where Lithium Learns is the catalyst and Lithium Works is the placement component. The Venture Center is operating Lithium Works. And if you come over to the very far left, you see where we're starting in K-12 and going all the way through, and where we plan to prepare talent and help our local communities and our entrepreneurial ecosystem all the way through to placing the talent, to providing a hire local, buy local, innovate local scenario for the industry. And you'll also, if you've been taking notes, you'll notice that there's the Fab Five has become the Super Six, because now we've added Chevron. And so all 6 of those partners now are involved and engaged. They're talking to us, they are communicating, they're volunteering. They all want to know how this went today. I've heard from 3 of them already this morning. They're so excited for me to share their story with you. So this is just a very busy thing, but one thing about industry hires local and industry buys local, on our website, and I'll talk about that a little bit more later. On our website, the Venture Center has been working with regional chambers of commerce to be able to list out all of the different entrepreneurial businesses that are in our local region. When you move into a local place, you don't know who the caterer is that you should call, you don't know the local plumber, you don't know the local rental facility, where to rent things, where to buy things. So one of the things that Lithium Works is working on is how to create a hub so that these industry partners can go out there and find that, and then it will benefit our local folks as well. And this is a picture of the hub. So I moved my office off campus into the Harvey Couch Business Park. So this building was on a 32-year prepaid lease to Arkansas Workforce Connections. And when we got the grant, I called Cody Waits and I said, hey, Cody, you have a building leased from Southern Arkansas University for the next 30 years and the south half is empty. And we have this little workforce development project going on. What do you think? Can I rent that back from you for the sum of $0? And, you know, about 6 months and 16 attorneys and 42 pages later, he says, do you know how hard it is to sublease an owner their building back? I said, we just learned. We just learned. But so the south half of this building, the north half is adult education. The south half we call the Lithium Hub. Lithium Works, Lithium Learns, and the Lithium Regional Innovation Cluster. We just call it the LRIC. But that's funded by the Small Business Administration. We have offices there. And this top left picture is one of the things I'm probably, y'all can tell I'm not passionate about much, but I'm passionate about this part as well. We have about 7 offices that are outfitted for day use or weekly use, so that if any of these industry partners come through and they don't have an office, ExxonMobil has their own office facility in Magnolia. But anybody else that comes through, come see us, come use it for a day. We tell you the Wi-Fi passcode. We've got, you know, there's a color printer in Cheryl's office. There's a break room. We have a conference room. We will host lunch. We want to do anything we can to make all of these industry partners and upstream, downstream people that want to be engaged in the state of Arkansas and in the Smackover Formation. We want them to know how desperately we want them here. We want them to succeed. So those offices are there for that. This was at our ribbon breaking, and that's just a picture of the building. So that's my spiel on Lithium Learns and Lithium Works and all the things. I'm going to roll real quickly through. This is a picture of Southwest Arkansas and all of the partners that are engaged there now. And this is a timeline of Standard Lithium and where they are. We are targeting 2028 for a commercial plant by Standard Lithium, Smackover Lithium. So Standard Lithium and Smackover Lithium are the same company. Standard Lithium and Equinor formed Smackover Lithium. And this is a call out of where they are building the first commercial plant that was referred to earlier. Tetra is also building a plant already. They are building a bromine production facility. And so this has broken ground, and that's a picture there. That picture is not shareable anywhere outside of this room. ExxonMobil, cannot say enough about them and their engagement with SAU, from biochar to research to investment in local community. It is amazing the things they are doing, and you need to look up biochar. I'm going to learn all about that in the next year. And then, of course, Chevron has joined us. This is our website. You can point your camera there and do that. And at this time, I'm going to take a breath, and you can ask me questions.
All right, we got room for a couple. We're getting microphones going here. Hold on.
Karen always wins, we know that. So very exciting and quite an asset for the state. So I don't want to throw a wet blanket, but I wonder, in all of the planning, have we looked at what it takes when the resources are exhausted and all of that stuff goes somewhere else, about mitigating the impact on the land in the area and what happens for the years after with the open hole?
Thank you for the question. That's a great question. So these projects are 20 to 25 years in length once the commercial facility is operational. I cannot speak to what the companies may have deemed what they will do when they take down their commercial production facility in 25 years. But I will tell you that everywhere that they have drilled a test well and where they've been looking, when they come in and they set all of the test sites, when they go away, it's like they were never there. They leave the land beautiful. For every tree that they cut down, they've been replanting trees. And the biochar that I was referencing, ExxonMobil took all of the South Arkansas loblolly pines that they cut down in the field, they turned it into biochar, and then they donated the biochar to Southern Arkansas University, and we will be using that on our Monroe farm, and we'll be doing research projects funded by ExxonMobil with that biochar. Thank you for the question. I didn't plan it, but that was good. I got it in there.
Yes, as a longtime Standard Lithium shareholder, stock symbol SLI, by the way. I followed with interest the royalty rights, tug of war, and all that, and the fees, and all that rigmarole that went around. So, who won that tug of war, or did it land pretty much in the middle and fair to all?
Great question. It landed where it needed to, so that all of our producers could make positive final investment decisions for the state. And we pushed that across the finish line because we finally moved those out of El Dorado and put them over in Magnolia. That's also not quotable.
Hi, thank you for this. I have 2, maybe 3 questions. The first is regarding the pathways you're establishing with the students and the partners. Are they guaranteeing that a percentage of who they hire will come from those programs, or is it just they're giving preference to those students?
Great question, and congratulations to you on being a Rotary Scholar.
Thank you.
They are not guaranteeing a job, but certainly the whole program was developed with industry input and industry guidance on these are the skill sets that we're looking for. So we do anticipate that they'll get preferential priority for jobs, and that is also where Apprenticely comes in with offering apprenticeships among some of these producers and employers so that we can place that talent with little risk to the employer itself.
Okay. And then I know you said technical, you may not know, but so the plant's being built in 2028. What's the projected amount of jobs that it's going to be produced? And then who owns the lithium that's being extracted? Is it the state of Arkansas? Is it co-owned by the partners? And then who decides how it gets sold and how those profits are split? That's like 4 questions, I'm sorry.
Okay, so when the plant is operational, a first phase Smackover lithium plant will employ 100 to 135 persons, and that's not 100 to 135 engineers. That's a few engineers, mechanical, chemical, industrial, but that's plant operations, that's maintenance, an on-staff nurse possibly. So 135 at phase 1. They plan on a phase 2. Phase 1 will produce 22,500 tons of lithium. Phase 2 will double that with another, say, 35 to 50 employees. So right there, you've got about 175 permanent jobs. The Tetra plant will have about 35 to 40 full-time jobs. And our hope and expectation is that as those plants begin to come online with production, that on the heels of all that, maybe Exxon will put in a plant, maybe Chevron's plant may be over in Miller County, Arkansas, as opposed to over in East Texas, where they also have a land play. To answer your question about the lithium, the landowners or the mineral rights owners own the lithium. So they're going to get paid that 2.5% royalty off of the lithium that comes out, as well as the $65 per acre fee for the brine being pulled off of their property. Then those companies themselves are engaged in visit talks with companies, offtake conversations to take that lithium, market grade lithium over. And our big play now is not just let's pull the lithium up and let's create this lithium industry. Our big play in the state of Arkansas is we want to be able to produce it on that next level. We're not going to get a big auto battery manufacturer here if we do not have a big auto manufacturer here, because they want to be close to those. But can we take a US vanadium, and can we take some of our other Arkansas companies, and can we get a cathode manufacturer here? And can we take that supply chain and build it out 2 or 3 or 4 steps along the way, that we can have this whole battery ecosystem here in the state of Arkansas or regionally that will benefit us all? Mitch, do we have time for one more question? Oh, they told me that you turn into a pumpkin at 1. I'm sorry.
We do. It's there's a massive uprising and all that. Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Cheryl. There are exciting things happening in all over the state, but in South Arkansas, we're excited. There's an organization equipping our Arkansans to be able to work and thrive in that as they as that industry continues to develop. We have an exciting slate of programs coming up. Take a look at that QR code on your table. Invite a friend next week. We look forward to seeing you. You are adjourned.